In this story, there are many parallel worlds, each slightly different from the others. Every person exists in multiple universes, but in different forms. Traveling between these worlds is illegal, and special agents are assigned to stop those who break this rule. One such agent was DlE, but he turned against the system. Instead of protecting the balance between worlds, he started traveling to different universes and killing his own alternate versions. The story begins with a prisoner being transported from one jail to another. Suddenly, someone attacks and shoots the prisoner, killing him instantly. When the attacker steps forward, everyone is shocked. He looks exactly like the prisoner. This man is DlE, but he is not from this world. He has come from a parallel universe to eliminate his own lookalike. The police on the scene quickly react, but DlE possesses supernatural abilities. Using his powers, he fights off the officers and escapes. However, his actions have not gone unnoticed. Two agents arrive at the scene, determined to stop him. One of them is named Ivan. Both agents belong to the same organization DlE once worked for, the agency responsible for controlling illegal travel between worlds. DlE was once one of their best agents, but now he is their greatest threat. DlE, desperate to escape, arrives at a location where he plans to use a portal to flee. But Ivan, anticipating his move, activates a special device that alters the destination of the portal. Instead of leading to another universe, it now connects directly to Ivan's headquarters. This means that anyone stepping through will be transported straight into the hands of the agency. As DlE prepares to enter the portal, the agents attack. A fierce battle breaks out. DlE is incredibly powerful, making it nearly impossible to subdue him. But then the portal suddenly activates, pulling all three of them inside. In an instant, they find themselves inside the agency's headquarters. Before DlE can react, multiple agents surround him. He is quickly overpowered, restrained, and tied to a chair. One of the senior officers steps forward and declares his crimes. "You have illegally traveled to 123 different universes," the officer states. "In each one, you have murdered your own alternate self. You are a criminal, a murderer, and for your actions, you will face the ultimate punishment." DlE is sentenced to be exiled to the DlE universe, a prison world where only the most dangerous criminals are sent. It is a place from which no one has ever returned. His fate is sealed. He will spend the rest of his life in that universe. After being locked in a high-security cell, he receives an unexpected visitor. Ivan's partner, another agent, comes to speak with him. He looks at DlE with a mix of disappointment and anger. "You were one of us," the agent says. "You protected the balance between worlds. Now you've become a monster. Why did you do this? Why kill your own other selves?" DlE leans forward, his eyes filled with an unsettling confidence. "Each time I kill another version of myself, I absorb his powers. That's why I'm stronger than ever," he explains. "And there's still one more left, one last universe where another me still exists. If I kill him, I will become unstoppable. No one will be able to challenge me. I will become like a god." The agent is shocked by DlE's confession, realizing just how far he has fallen. But before anything can be done, the time comes to send him to the DlE universe, the prison world where he will be trapped forever. The agents set up a portal, carefully locking in the coordinates to ensure DlE has no way of escaping. Just as they are about to push him through, chaos erupts. DlE's girlfriend arrives unexpectedly, carrying a small white mouse in her hands. No one pays much attention until she suddenly throws it to the ground. In an instant, an explosion rocks the room. The mouse was fitted with a bomb, and the blast throws agents off their feet, causing confusion and panic. Amidst the chaos, DlE seizes the opportunity. Using his powers, he hacks into the portal's controls, changing its destination. Instead of the DlE universe, he redirects it to the one last universe where his final lookalike exists, the last person he must eliminate to become unstoppable. Before the agents can stop him, DlE leaps into the portal and vanishes. DlE arrives in a new universe, stepping into a world that feels different yet familiar. His final lookalike, Gabe, is introduced. Gabe is a sheriff, a man of law, and he is currently overseeing the transfer of a dangerous prisoner along with his department. As they lead the prisoner down to the underground parking area, everything seems normal, until suddenly, gunfire erupts. DlE has arrived. Without hesitation, DlE opens fire on the officers, causing immediate chaos. Bullets fly in all directions as Gabe and his team take cover, returning fire. But DlE is no ordinary attacker. His supernatural powers allow him to dodge bullets, move faster than normal humans, and overpower his enemies. Gabe quickly realizes that this is no ordinary criminal. DlE is after him. Seeing that the situation is too chaotic, DlE decides to retreat for now. He sprints away, forcing Gabe to chase after him. The pursuit is intense, leading them through alleys, streets, and abandoned buildings. Soon, a massive concrete wall blocks DlE's path, but for someone like him, it is no obstacle. Using his powers, DlE blasts the wall apart, sending debris flying. Gabe, showing remarkable agility, climbs over over the rubble and keeps up with the chase. Yulo finally stops, turning to face Gabe. For the first time, they see each other clearly. Gabe is stunned. He is looking at himself. Yulo smirks. "I've come to kill you," he says, raising his gun and pulling the trigger. The bullet strikes Gabe in the chest, and Yulo turns away, confident that the fight is over. But what Yulo doesn't know is that Gabe is wearing a bulletproof vest. Though shaken, he survives. After this, Gabe goes home, where his wife, who is also a doctor, tells him he should go to the hospital. Gabe insists he's fine, but later he goes up to the terrace to test his abilities. He is sure that he has the same powers as Yulo, especially after jumping over the wall like him. Gabe realizes that when Yulo killed his 123 lookalikes, their powers transferred to him. Now both he and Yulo share the same abilities. This also means Yulo can't kill Gabe easily because they are equally strong. However, if Yulo manages to kill Gabe, his own power will double. Gabe wants to test his new abilities, but doesn't know how to use them. His wife insists on taking him to the hospital, and he has no choice but to go with her. While there, the officers from the parking lot incident come to see him. They ask for his help in making a sketch of the killer, but Gabe lies, saying he didn't see the man's face. After they leave, his wife asks why he lied. Gabe then tells her the truth, that the person who attacked him is his own lookalike from a parallel universe. His wife doesn't believe him and thinks he's mentally disturbed. She insists on doing a CT scan of his brain. Before entering the CT scan machine, Gabe has to leave his gun outside. While he's inside, Yulo suddenly arrives. He points a gun at the doctor, ready to kill both Gabe and the doctor. But before he can pull the trigger, Agent Ivan and his team arrive, ordering Yulo to surrender. Instead, Yulo opens fire on them. Hearing the gunshots, Gabe quickly gets out of the CT scan machine and hides. Meanwhile, Yulo shoots a security officer to cover his escape and flees. Gabe's wife and the officers watch everything unfold on the hospital's CCTV cameras. However, they mistakenly believe that Gabe is the one who killed the officer. As Gabe tries to leave the hospital, the officers catch him. He desperately tries to explain that it wasn't him, but his lookalike, but no one believes him. Left with no choice, he escapes. At the same time, Agent Ivan and his fellow agent are shown discussing their mission. On one hand, they need to catch Yulo, but they also have to protect Gabe. They decide to go after them separately. While escaping in a car, Gabe senses that someone is following him. Using his wit, he sets a trap and manages to corner Agent Ivan, pointing a gun at him. Gabe demands to know who he is. Agent Ivan then reveals the truth. He is from another universe, working as an agent to capture and punish those who illegally travel between dimensions. Gabe is skeptical, as he knows that inter-universe travel isn't possible in his world. Meanwhile, Ivan's partner, who had been pursuing Yulo, finally catches up to him, but Yulo, being far stronger, easily overpowers and kills him. When Ivan finds out his partner is dead, he turns to Gabe, saying that only he can stop Yulo now because they share the same powers. Realizing the seriousness of the situation, Gabe agrees to help him. Meanwhile, Gabe's wife returns home. The police officers are with Gabe's wife because they are certain that Gabe will eventually return home. They plan to arrest him as soon as he arrives. While at home, Gabe's wife goes to the washroom and notices blood on the soap. She immediately realizes that Gabe must already be inside the house. Wanting to find him before the police do, she quietly moves to another room. There, she opens the air duct and finds someone hiding inside. It looks exactly like Gabe, so she assumes it's him. The man in the duct, who is actually Yulo, pretends to be Gabe. He tells her, "I need my gun. The police are after me, and I need it to escape." His voice and expression are convincing, so Gabe's wife believes him. She quickly moves toward the door where she had hidden the gun, planning to give it to him. But as she reaches for the gun, she glances out the window and sees another Gabe hiding outside. Suddenly, she realizes that her husband had been telling the truth all along. There really is another version of him. However, she has no way of knowing which one is her real husband. Thinking fast, she decides to test the man in the duct. Holding the gun tightly, she asks, "Do you remember where you proposed to me?" Yulo, still pretending to be Gabe, confidently replies, "Of course, I proposed to you in the library." That's when she knows for sure this is not her husband. She stares at him and says firmly, "You're lying. You didn't propose to me in the library. It was in the hospital. You're an imposter." Realizing his cover has been blown, Yulo suddenly lunges at her. Before she can react, he grabs the gun from her hand and shoots her. Outside the window, the real Gabe watches in horror as his wife is shot. The sound of the gunfire alerts the police officers inside the house, and they rush toward the room. Knowing he's outnumbered, Yulo quickly escapes. Gabe immediately chases after him, desperate to stop him. But before he can catch up, the police see him running and mistake him for the murderer. They start chasing him instead. Just when it seems like Gabe Gabe is trapped, Agent Ivan arrives at the right moment. He helps Gabe escape before the police can catch him, taking him to safety. Gabe is devastated by his wife's death. He loved her deeply, and now all he wants is revenge against Yulo. Fueled by grief and rage, he is determined to stop him no matter what. While on the run, Gabe and Agent Ivan stop at a gas station. Overwhelmed with frustration, Gabe kicks a metal pole in anger, causing it to fall. Just then, the gas station owner steps outside. Agent Ivan is shocked. This man looks exactly like his fellow agent, the one Yulo had killed. Agent Ivan, still in disbelief, looks at the man and says, "I know you don't know me, but in another universe, you always supported me. I just wanted to say thank you." The gas station owner, confused but polite, nods and the two leave. As they continue, Agent Ivan's special device suddenly alerts him. An interdimensional portal is about to open inside a factory. This means Yulo is trying to escape to another universe. Determined to stop him, Gabe and Ivan rush to the location. By the time they arrive, Yulo is already there. Without wasting time, Ivan fires at him, but Yulo moves too fast, dodging every bullet with ease. Realizing he can't be caught so easily, Yulo quickly activates a bomb inside the factory. Seeing the danger, Gabe and Ivan take cover just as the explosion goes off. The blast shakes the entire factory, sending debris flying everywhere. After a moment, they emerge from their hiding spots and begin searching for Yulo again. Suddenly, Yulo ambushes them. He attacks Agent Ivan with brutal force, knocking him down and beating him badly. Before Ivan can fight back, Yulo grabs him and throws him from the top floor of the factory. Ivan crashes down hard, but by some stroke of luck, he survives. Now it's just Gabe and Yulo. They stand face to face, equally matched in power. But while Gabe has the same abilities as Yulo, he still doesn't know how to fully control them. Yulo quickly takes advantage of this and completely overpowers Gabe, knocking him to the ground. Lying there, battered and struggling to get up, Gabe suddenly notices something. His wedding ring is missing from his finger. Gabe had removed his wedding ring during the CT scan, but the mark remained on his finger. Seeing it reminds him of his wife and how Yulo brutally killed her. Overcome with anger, he attacks Yulo again, ready to end him. But just as he is about to strike, Agent Ivan stops him. "Don't take the law into your own hands," Ivan warns. "The portal is opening in seconds. I've set it to take us to headquarters." As the portal activates, all three, Gabe, Yulo, and Ivan, are pulled through and teleported to another universe, where Ivan and Yulo originally came from. Upon arrival, Yulo tricks the authorities by pretending to be Gabe. The officers believe him and tie up the real Gabe, preparing to send him to a dangerous prison universe called DlE, where the worst criminals are exiled. Just before the teleportation, Ivan notices the ring mark on Gabe's finger and realizes the truth. "Wait, this is the real Gabe," he shouts, stopping the process. The officers confirm his claim and switch places, tying up Yulo instead. Moments later, Yulo is sent to DlE, where he finds himself among ruthless prisoners. As he faces them, Yulo smirks. "I am more powerful than all of you. I am your god." But the prisoners, just as dangerous as him, refuse to bow. Instead, they attack him, and a violent fight begins. Meanwhile, at headquarters, the officers debate what to do with Gabe. Ivan wants to send him home, but they all know he would be arrested as a murderer in his world. "We can't send him anywhere else," Ivan's superior says. "That would be illegal." Ignoring the order, Ivan secretly changes the portal's destination, sending Gabe to a different universe. In this new world, Gabe finds an injured dog on the street. He picks it up and takes it to a nearby clinic. There, he is shocked to see the doctor. It's his wife, or at least another version of her. Though she doesn't recognize him, Gabe feels relief and happiness. He has lost his past, but now he has a second chance. The screen fades as Yulo fights for survival in DlE, surrounded by merciless criminals. And with that, the story comes to an end.